Imagine waking up one morning to discover that one of your biggest rivals has established a strategic foothold just 150 kilometers from your coastline. That's exactly how the United States has viewed Cuba for more than 60 years. Most people think Cuba is just a small Caribbean island known for cigars, classic cars, and beautiful beaches. But in reality, this tiny nation has repeatedly influenced global history. It nearly triggered a nuclear war, shaped the Cold War, and today it is once again becoming strategically important as tensions between the United States, China, and Russia continue to rise. So, why does Cuba matter so much? The answer begins with geography. Cuba sits at the entrance to the Gulf of Mexico and overlooks some of the world's busiest maritime routes. Every day, commercial ships carrying billions of dollars in goods pass near the island. It also lies only about 150 kilometers from Florida. For any major power, having influence so close to the United States is strategically significant. This became clear in 1959, when Fidel Castro's revolution overthrew the previous government. Soon after, Cuba aligned itself with the Soviet Union, America's biggest rival during the Cold War. In 1961, the United States supported the Bay of Pigs invasion in an unsuccessful attempt to remove Castro from power. The operation failed and pushed Cuba even closer to Moscow. Just 1 year later came the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Soviet Union secretly deployed nuclear missiles to Cuba. When the United States discovered them, the world came closer to nuclear war than at almost any other time in history. For 13 tense days, the world held its breath before both sides reached an agreement that prevented a catastrophic conflict. That crisis permanently changed how Washington viewed Cuba. Even after the Cold War ended, the United States maintained economic sanctions and continued to monitor developments on the island. From Washington's perspective, Cuba's location alone makes it strategically important. Today, Cuba is once again attracting international attention. China has expanded its economic relationship with Cuba, investing in infrastructure and strengthening political ties. U.S. officials have also raised concerns about possible intelligence cooperation between Beijing and Havana, although many reported details remain disputed or unconfirmed publicly. Russia, too, has maintained political and military ties with Cuba and periodically sends naval vessels or senior officials to the island. For the United States, the concern is not simply Cuba itself. It is the possibility that rival powers could gain greater influence just off America's southern coast. Does this mean the United States is preparing to invade Cuba? There is no credible public evidence that such an invasion is being planned. Instead, the competition is taking place through diplomacy, sanctions, intelligence, economic influence, and strategic partnerships, rather than direct military confrontation. Looking ahead, Cuba could become even more important. As competition between the United States and China intensifies, every strategically located country gains value. Cuba's geography cannot be changed. Its proximity to the United States ensures that it will remain an important piece of the geopolitical puzzle. History has already shown that small countries can have an enormous impact on world affairs. Cuba nearly changed the course of the Cold War. The question now is whether it could once again become one of the world's most important strategic flashpoints. What do you think? Could Cuba become a major center of great power rivalry again, or will it remain a symbol of a different era? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this analysis, subscribe to the Tethys Report for more deep dives into the geopolitics shaping our world.